Hi everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood Joe Fisher here again. Today we're going to be doing beer transfer. We're going to rack from the Carboys, which are those two guys over there full of delicious best bitter. And we're going to rack them into kegs. I'll be using Cornelius kegs today. They're the kegs on the left. Those were used for soda originally. I think these are Pepsi kegs. We'll get into that in a second. And the one on the far right, that is a Sierra Nevada keg, and that's a commercial $6 keg. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Cornies, we're going to talk about them a little bit. I'll show you what's inside, I'll show you how they work, and yeah, and I hope this will be helpful. Let's check it out. Please don't mind my awesome pajamas. These are my working pajamas. So, we'll start with the commercial keg, which some of you may or may not have seen. A commercial keg just has this one opening here. It's got a little ball check so that when you snap the adapter on, this pushes down on the little ball so that you can get gas in and beer out. It's held in place by a snap ring like this. You can see it's a split ring just like your key ring for your car keys. And then this center spear slides out. And that's how you clean it. Take it apart. There, we'll put him away. Now, Cornelius keg. This is what homebrewers are very familiar with. You've got the posts. One's marked in, one's marked out. A lot of times, on this style of keg, you can see the in post always has a 12-point nut on that side. So that makes it easy to tell which is which. Without that, you have to look for the in. These are called ball locks. And ball locks, excuse me, are called ball locks because the fitting has a bunch of little ball bearings. And what happens is the fitting snaps over the post, and those little balls grab the post so it can't pop back off. That's the Pepsi style. The Coke style of keg is a pin lock, where there are little pins on the post, and you actually push the fitting and turn it to lock onto those pins. So you've got two posts. You've got an in, that's where the gas goes in, and an out, that's where the liquid comes out. The gas goes in, pushes the liquid out from the bottom, and it comes out here. So let's take this apart. This is the lid here. The lid has a check valve. That's what this little ring here is for. They're usually shipped, if you buy them from a homebrew company, they're usually shipped under pressure, just so that you know they hold pressure. So to take it apart, the first thing I do is I lift up the ring to vent the pressure and turn the ring 90 degrees. That holds it open. That way I don't have to fight with it. Now you lift up this little handle here, and the lid should pop loose. If it doesn't pop loose, either give it a little push with your thumb, be careful you don't cut yourself, things are sharp, or bop it with something soft like the handle of a rubberized handle of a screwdriver or hammer or something. Just give it a little tap and it should pop right in. Comes out. You've got an O-ring here, nice big fat O-ring, and put that aside. Now this one is actually full of seltzer because this just came out of my fridge because I ran out of kegs, believe it or not. So why don't we take this apart? Let me find my wrench. Alright, back at the wrench. This one's 11/16. These guys should be 7/8. Yep. So you can see the box end is 12-point, and you got the open end. So for this, I'll just use the open end. Now, you've got a couple of O-rings here to replace. This O-ring, this is what seals against the quick connect. There's a poppet in here, which I hope you can see. It's got a little rubber gasket, and that seals against the back of the post, and that prevents gas and liquid from shooting out. And then this is your in post. You can see it's very short. All it does is allow CO2 to get pushed into the keg. It has an O-ring here right at the top, which should be replaced. You can buy these in bulk. If you go on a site like homebrewtalk.com and search for keg O-rings, you can probably find the part numbers and sizes from McMaster Carr. I bought a bag of 100 for like $3. So it's absolutely worth it if you're going to be rebuilding your own kegs, because homebrew shops are going to charge you $2 to $4 just for 3 or 4 O-rings. So, alright, now, this is the outside. Same thing. You've got your O-ring out here, your post O-ring. There's a poppet in there. My little jar. And now here's the dip tube for this side. This dip tube goes all the way down to the bottom so that you can grab every last little drop of goodness out of there. And it's the same idea. It's got an O-ring, and the O-ring seats on the post. And that's really all there is to it. Clean everything, sanitize everything, put a little bit of food-grade silicone lubricant on there, and reassemble. And that's all there is to kegging.